Good morning, lovely people. Thank you for joining me today. It is about 7 a.m. where I'm at, so a little bit earlier than I'm used to, but I am headed to my pelvic labs this weekend, and I really wanted to be able to film some exercises for you. I had a request from one of my subscribers to talk a little bit more on movements and ways that we can strengthen the pelvic floor to assist with any leakage, which typically is referred to as stress incontinence. So when you have increased pressure in your abdominal region that presses down on the openings, then we can experience that leaking with coughing, sneezing, exercise, many things. So get ready. Today I'm going to teach you a reformer flow for working on that pelvic floor strengthening and really just connecting with the pelvic floor in general. So to start off, we're actually not going to need the box. I just wanted to be up a little taller to start. So I'm going to get rid of my box here. So on my reformer, I'm starting with a light and a medium spring. You don't want heavy workload here. And then if you have a Pilates ball, you can use that. If not, you don't need to use anything. Just make sure your knees are about hip width apart. Don't let them come out to the side. So we're gonna go ahead on our backs. Ooh, that is chilly. It's been so nice here, but it's a little cold today. So you're gonna place the ball in between your knees. And what I want to talk about here is as you exhale, your pelvic floor is going to draw up and in. And as you are inhaling, you should let your belly relax and let everything lengthen. So what I mean by that, we're going to start off with some bridges. You're going to apply just a little pressure on the ball, but I really want you to think about exhaling as you lift, drawing up and in. Inhale, let everything lengthen. Exhale. And inhale. You really want to keep your carriage still here. And think about as if you were walking into cold water as you try to lift that pelvic floor or picking up blueberries. The drive I'm about to make is like 5.5 hours, maybe 6. So I'm definitely wanted to get a little bit of movement in before I'm sitting for most of the day. Okay, so we're gonna pause on the next one up, and I want you to breathe out as you lengthen. Breathe in. Really try to keep your bottom up. I'm sure your hamstrings are screaming at you a little bit too. Good. A couple more here. All right, we're gonna pause here. As you breathe out, you're gonna squeeze the ball. Keep those hips lifted. We're gonna try squeeze, relax. 10 more. 10, 8, 6, 4, 2, and 1. Relax. Go ahead and come on in if you escaped from the start like me. So you're gonna get rid of your ball. If you didn't have a ball, you don't have to worry about it. We're gonna go back into that bridge just for one more exercise here. So when you're ready, we're going to exhale, draw into lift. I want you to stay here, and you're just going to try to bring one knee towards you. Each time your knee comes in, that exhale. And inhaling as you bring that foot back to the foot bar. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, it's been pretty busy, hectic. I was on a break from school and I have not been able to do as much Pilates, so I'm definitely feeling it with you guys today. I did one class in Sarasota where I was staying and it was wonderful, but beside that, I've been doing a lot of running again, so maybe 2 more. And relax. Okay, so what we're gonna end up doing next, I'm gonna have you come to a straightened position. We're going to push out on our foot bar. And then I want you to gently tilt your pelvic into a posterior tilt. So gently bringing your belly button towards your spine. And we're going to press in and out here. Exhale as you come out. One thing I like to think about too, typically your transverse abdominis, so they come across your lower abdomen. I like to find my hip bones, if you will, and if you press on the inside aspect of that hip bone, you should feel a muscle come into your fingers. So as you exhale, that transverse abdominis in the pelvic floor, it's really not something that you isolate. They work hand in hand, so you are going to get a little activation of the TA as you are contracting the pelvic floor. So that's one way you can kind of keep track if you're contracting that co-contractor, if you will. All right, now I'm going to have you bring your toes up to the foot bar. I think my hair is like getting caught in this, but and what I want you to do is rise up on your toes, tilt, and press that way. Try not to let those heels sneak down. Keep nice and strong. So this is kind of a nice little recovery, if you will, until our next exercise. Still trying to keep everything nice and engaged here. But you're not going to feel those hamstrings kick on quite as much here. Go ahead, I'm going to have you slowly come all the way in. And we're actually going to get into a little bit of safety. With my reformer, I'm going to get rid of my foot bar. If you have a fancy one, you can pull up and adjust there. For springs, I'm going to keep mine the same. We want it to be a little bit lighter because it's going to force the inner thighs to work a little bit more. We're going to start, you never want to lock your knees out. Keep them a little bit soft, but you're going to let that foot come all the way out and back. So, thinking about pelvic floor, contraction should be voluntary, especially when we think about not voiding, but as we have that underactivity of the pelvic floor muscles or that increased pressure, sometimes the pressure is too much, so it kind of surpasses our voluntary control. So in order to strengthen, we want to think about it as any other muscle. It wants to be able to contract and relax, and you want to make sure that you're breathing into it as well, like not holding your breath as if you would do any weightlifting. It's also important to think about overload principle. So what that means is we want to challenge the muscle. That's why with this, starting on your back, you're not fighting against gravity. Here we have more pressure on our hammock, which is the pelvic floor, which can cause increased abdominal pressure as we do any movement. So we want to challenge the pelvic floor in multiple different positions and ways. So with this, you lengthen, breathe out, or breathe in, sorry. As you come out, you're gonna breathe in and scoop up as you come out together. I'm gonna change my resistance to be a little lighter. There we go. The lighter for this, the harder it's going to be. Yeah, now we're talking. I'm gonna go through about 3 more here, and then what we're gonna do is we're gonna go into a bent knee, like a skater squat here. So after the next one, bring your carriage all the way in. You're gonna bend in the squat position, and then you're going to ride the carriage out and in with the bent leg. Breathe in and out. Breathe in. So you're thinking about kind of keeping your center of mass even in between your feet the whole time versus a lateral lunge, which you're going to favor the working leg. Okay, so we're gonna hold out, and I want you to stay stationary and straighten and bend the leg on the carriage. Maybe 3 more. All right, come all the way up. Take a little rest here. The last thing we're going to do on this side before we get to repeat on the other is some stationary squats. So with this, you want to try to keep your carriage close or closed. Like, it's early, you guys. So with this, drop your bottom and up. You shouldn't have the reformer moving. I had to lock my sweet Benny out because he kept bumping into the camera. Hi, Ben. Exhaling up, relax on the way down. We're gonna pause here just a moment. And come up. Bring everything in if it escaped you, like it did for me. I want you to carefully turn. And you're gonna see my bottom for a while. I apologize. Hi, Ben. You stay there. So we're gonna repeat. I'm gonna have you keep your legs straight. Don't lock them, tiny bend. Bring that carriage out. Exhale to come in. At this point, you might feel those inner thighs getting a little tired or shaky. That is to be expected with these exercises, so that is normal. So as I mentioned, I'll be in Wisconsin this weekend. If anyone has super fun plans, I'd love to hear about them. Make sure to comment. I'd love to get to know the lovely humans that watch my videos. So make sure to, I'd love to know where you're from in the comments, and also anything fun you have coming up. So we're going to go into that bent knee position, keeping your body centered between your feet, riding the carriage in and out. Inhale out, exhale, come in. My sister is coming with me, which is super nice. She's like, you're not gonna be able to stay alone. Hold on, Ben. And I think it's just nice to have someone to drive with, honestly. All right, on the next one, we're gonna stay out and just that front leg, extend and come in. When you're doing this, you do want to think about not putting all your weight to that front leg. You want it to glide easily, so you are going to feel that stabilizing leg working as well. Maybe 2 more. Come in for a moment. All right, time to squat. Try to keep everything closed. And we're going to drop down and up. You can hear Benny doing his cry yawn. And yes, that's what you're hearing. He's like, it's time for my walk, lady. Do 3 more. Probably hear my breathing a little bit, and a nice little sweat on as well. All right, and come off. All right, I want everyone to carefully come off of the reformer and put the foot bar back on. All right, we're gonna work a little bit in our strap. So go ahead, if you took Benjamin, come on. Benny! He's a little bugger. Well, friends, if you see a lot of bags, in your face in the video, It's because Benny has opened the door, sir. Okay, so go ahead, you're going to lie on your back and grab your straps. Then you gotta be patient, sir. Get my hair out of the way. I should have grabbed it. I'm gonna put your feet in your straps. And what I want you to do, you're gonna start at this diagonal. And I want you to bring your feet together. Stop. And then let your feet come up a little bit towards your head. So you want to think about your hips and knees slightly stacked here. And you're going to press out and let in. So exhaling as you press, inhaling as you. That's all he needed. He just needed to be close. Keep those heels squeezing together. Lift that pelvic floor and lengthen. If you do have the possibility to see a pelvic floor therapist, it is so beneficial to, get an idea of if you're properly contracting the pelvic floor. A lot of times we see incoordination, so either you're unable to properly contract, bringing the pelvic floor up and in, and relaxing. Sometimes pelvic floor is just so tight that it does not relax, or there's just trouble coordinating with breath. So having that examination can be super helpful, and then learning how to properly contract your pelvic floor and carrying it over to all of your movement. And I'm super excited for lab this weekend to really dive in and talk through that with someone and learn, what it's going to be like in the clinic. So what you're going to do, keep a bend here. You're just going to straighten one leg and alternate. Try not to let the carriage move. Deepen that contraction. Feel on your hip bones. As you breathe out, feel that muscle pop into your fingers. All right, from here, we're going to straighten, separate, and then we're just going to lower the legs and lift. Benny. It's a little rude. Almost done, Majula. Almost done. I call him like the weirdest thing, so his name's Benny. It's just honestly whatever comes to mind. We call it. From here, we're gonna draw circles. So bring the legs up, out, and around. It should be super small. Breathe in as the legs come up. Hi. Yeah, we're gonna go out very soon. As you come up, we're gonna rotate or switch. So you're gonna breathe out, down, and then let everything relax as you come up, down and up. Three more, and then we're going to stretch and you guys will be done for today. You're like right on the dot, kind of. But my camera issues, which will probably be edited out unless it's entertaining. All right, so from here, what I want you to do is let your knees come in towards you. Honey, watch out. Over there. And then you're gonna do happy baby. So legs come in and just let everything relax. You're kind of pressing those knees out. Don't think about tightening anything here. Just breathe nice and deep. If you want, you can grab onto your feet. A couple more big breaths in and out. Good job, Ben. One more. You're just so good, Ben. I don't know if you heard him, but he literally was doing. All right, let your straps go. Take your time getting up. Thank you so much for spending, whether it was your morning or, a good 30 minutes out of your day. I'm so glad I got to move my body with you all. And if you're someone who is struggling with, like I said, any of that underactivity of the pelvic floor, then I hope you enjoyed this workout. Being consistent is so important. I also plan to show variations without the reformer because I understand not everyone just has a machine in their house. Mine is definitely cramped. So thank you so much. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.